Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting version of Chip Talks Health. So today we're going to continue to talk. Hopefully, I'm going to save you guys some money today. So if you take supplements, I'm going to try to save you some money here. I'm going to walk you through some things. But the big point that I want to really get across today is that all of us are driven by the TikTok video, right? So creatine, got to have creatine. How in the world can you build muscles? And if you're working out, you're not going to be able to support yourself without creatine. You got to have creatine. Go buy some creatine. CoQ10. CoQ10 is a new one. Oh, everybody must have CoQ10. It's the magical mitochondrial stuff. And then the last one that we're going to talk about is NAD+. Oh, NAD+. You can get that infused in you and injected in you. Oh no, you might really need that stuff. Well, let's talk about these things with a little bit deeper education potentially. And just give you guys some additional information. Okay. So CoQ10, what is CoQ10? Well, CoQ10 is an element. It's in your body. It's I guess it's a protein structure is what you would call it. It's actually called ubiquinone. It is a complex molecule that's built in your body. But again, all of these things that we're going to talk about today are built in your body by essential nutrients. So if you have a lack of these things, like a lack of CoQ10, well, it's not because your body won't make it. Your body will make it, but the things that would cause, let's say, your body not to make it would be a lack of essential nutrients. And so really the point of this whole exercise is to educate you guys around how important essential nutrients are, but how they build all this stuff inside of us. So if you don't have essential nutrients, you might not be building as much CoQ10 as you should be. But if you have essential nutrients, your body can't help but build exactly the amount of CoQ10 that you need. Okay. And if you're on a statin, again, a CoQ10 supplement is a good supplement to be taking. You're probably counseled to take that supplement. In fact, your insurance might even be paying for that supplement. But your body will make CoQ10. But let me tell you why it won't if you're taking a statin. Statins impact something called the mevalonate pathway. So this is the pathway where cholesterol is made. And again, I'm sorry if I say some of these words wrong. I didn't go to PhD school, but I did go to smart guy school. So this pathway, though, is where cholesterol is made. And guess what statins do? They inhibit this pathway. So they shut down this pathway. This pathway is also where CoQ10 is made. So if you shut down this pathway, you're going to be shutting down your ability to build CoQ10. And this is why if you're on a statin, you're counseled to supplement with CoQ10 because you won't build it. The statin will prevent you from building it. Okay. But if you give your body what you need, and again, what is it built from? So tyrosine, which is a amino acid, it's built through this cholesterol pathway. So you got to have that pathway on. You got to be building cholesterol. Then you need B vitamins and you need trace minerals. So in particular, you need B2, you need B3, you need B6, you need B12, you need B9, you need vitamin C, you need magnesium, and you need selenium. So without these things, you're not going to build CoQ10. If your body's short on riboflavin, you're not going to build CoQ10. If you're short on B6, you're not going to build CoQ10. And if this pathway is inhibited, you're not going to build CoQ10. So again, in cases where you're not building it, it's, you likely need to supplement with it. But what I'm saying is that if you give your body tyrosine, if you make sure this pathway is on, you have enough B vitamins and you have enough trace minerals, you'll build it. You don't have to buy it. You already make it. You make it for free, so to speak, from these essential nutrients. So CoQ10 is something that there is some caveats. These other guys don't have caveats, but I would say the caveat is if you were on a statin. And if you're on a statin, you're shutting down the pathway where CoQ10 gets built. So that would be a reason why you need to supplement. but that's about it. Okay, that's about it. Take your essential nutrients. Look at our True Medics, and we've got these bundled up very nicely in just 3 different products that give you all your B's and all your C's and all your selenium and all your magnesium and all the things that you need to build CoQ10 comes in that multivitamin powder. Okay, so you're going to build CoQ10 if you take that powder. There's just no way around it unless you're taking a statin. Then you got to supplement. Okay, so this is kind of another reason to consider not taking a statin is that you don't want your body shut down in certain places. The other way that we shut down this pathway naturally, so when we're in a fed state, so when you eat a meal, and for literally 5 hours after you eat, you turn on this cholesterol pathway, okay? So that's when you're making CoQ10. So if you were light on CoQ10 for some reason, what you want to do is you want to make sure you got all your essential nutrients and then eat, and you'll make it. You also make cholesterol at the same time. So how do you quit making it? Go into fasting state. So 5 hours after you eat, you turn all that off. And again, now you're not making CoQ10. You're also not making cholesterol. That's a little confusing. I probably shouldn't have started with CoQ10, but the bottom line is unless you're on a statin, your body will make this as long as you have all of your essential nutrients. And again, if you want to know how to get your essential nutrients, go to TrueMedics.com. We make it real easy for you. Foundational nutrient package, got everything that you need in it, or come see us at Neighborly Wellness and we'll talk to you about all of this again and again and again. Okay, CoQ10, number 1. If you guys work out, you've heard of creatine, but how could you build muscle without supplementing with creatine? And everybody needs to supplement with creatine. Do you? Really? No, you don't need to supplement with creatine. Your body makes it, which is really, 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 really cool. And it's not quite as simple and easy as you think. I'm getting to my notes here, so sorry, I'm stalling a little bit. Okay, so creatine is made from really 3 essential amino acids. So as long as you have kind of, let's say, the vitamin horsepower to make these things and you have the raw amino acids present, you're going to make creatine. So what are these? Well, they're arginine, glycine, and methionine. And so these 3 things combine with, you've got to have access to B6, you've got to have access to B12, to B9, and to B2, and magnesium. But if you have all these things present, you're going to make creatine. Okay. So again, here's the thing with B vitamins, and both of these 2 things that we've talked about so far require B vitamins. Well, B vitamins and C vitamins are water soluble. Okay. So if you're not supplementing with a B vitamin, and there's like 9 important B vitamins, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, B12, all those are super important. So if you're not supplementing with those, you're not getting them. Okay. These are water soluble. Your body has no way to store them. So what you put in your mouth today is all you've got for today. You don't have anything left for tomorrow. So, and the other thing about these, especially the B and C vitamins, is just our food supply is, we used to have a lot of B and C vitamins, let's say, in our food supply, and that's gone off a cliff with our modern agricultural practices. So our food supply is just, honestly, it's not good enough anymore to supply us with what we need as far as B and C vitamins in particular. So we've almost got to supplement with these. But again, if you have enough available B6, B12, folate, riboflavin, and magnesium, and you have enough available arginine, glycine, and methionine, you're going to make creatine. You can't help but make it. There's some triage in there. So there may be a more important place for your arginine rather than creatine. So some of that goes on. But again, if you're getting enough of these things, it doesn't matter. You're gonna make creatine on your own. So arginine, glycine, and methionine are all essential. They're all amino acids. I don't think methionine is essential. I think the other 2 are. but they're all amino acids. And again, these are all three of those are like in an amino acid supplements. They're in meat in a certain amount. They're also in collagen in certain amounts. So, but all of us need to supplement with more collagen. Again, arginine, glycine, and methionine, I think, are the guys in collagen. I think all those are in collagen. If it may be missing one of those, it may be missing arginine. But anyway, if you have those present and you have the Bs and the magnesium present, then you're going to make creatine. And again, a little bit of a triage in there, but for the most part, that is factual. All right, let's take that off. And then this last one that we're going to talk about is really cool. So this is NAD+. And NAD+ has a special role in your body, but you're seeing a lot of advertisements now for NAD+. Oh, do you have enough NAD+? And they're actually infusing now NAD+. So you can go get a drip bag, an infusion bag full of NAD+. So is NAD+ important? Yeah, it's how you energize your body. So it's one of the most important things in our body. But the important thing here is it's built from niacin, okay? So again, are you going to not build NAD+, one of the most important things in your body? Under what circumstances would you not build NAD+? It would be in deficiencies of niacin, okay? So we've got to have niacin in order to build NAD+. And it literally is almost just kind of a one-to-one thing. So we pull in niacin, that goes into cells. Cells will build NAD+ from that niacin. And there's some intermediary steps you might have heard of. I think it's NMN, or there's one that they just outlawed that's like a niacin breakdown. But there's several different. You take B3 or niacin, and then you break it down into these intermediaries, and then finally you build NAD+. Well, those intermediaries are also sold as supplements, and again, you don't need them if you're getting B3, because your body will just do this. But B3 is one of the things that we're horribly deficient in. Okay. So we're just, none of us really get enough B3 unless you're supplementing with it. All B vitamins, and what I just said about B vitamins, we can't get enough of this from our food supply right now. So we all kind of need to supplement with Bs. What we do here is we make it really easy with our multivitamin powder. So in our multi-powder, we have a therapeutic dose of all the vitamins, including all the Bs, Cs, all the vitamins. We have a therapeutic dose of the trace metals that we need. So you'll see magnesium as a cofactor in building a lot of these things. Selenium as a cofactor in building a lot of these things. So we put all of that in our multivitamin powder. And then we also put the trace minerals. So like potassium and iodine and things like that are all in our multi-powder. So that's a super good, super easy way to get this stuff. Everything that I'm talking about is in that, and you build everything that I'm talking about from that multi-powder. Again, TrueMedics.com, or come see us at Neighborly or book a consult. We'll talk you through all this. So NAD+ is super important. And let me show you this too, because this is really cool. So what we're looking at here is the Chinese body clock, and how your body actually works. So your body doesn't work on everything at once. Okay. That's not the way that you're built. So you're built more efficiently than that, and you work on different areas at different times. You do this because it's more efficient, right? So it's way easier to work on, let's say, if you look at right when you first wake up, your large intestine. So it's easy to focus on the large intestine with energy and process and all that, rather than trying to do everything at once. But this is the Chinese body clock, and this is the way that your body does things. And it does this, through your relationship with the sun. What time it is, and you're basically working on certain things at certain times. Now, interestingly, look at what you're working, and this is a little off. You're working on your heart between, let's say, 11A and about 1P. What do most of us do during 11A and 1P? We eat lunch, right? Well, you're not going to be working on your heart if you eat lunch. You're going to be working on the food that you just ate, okay? So this is somewhat indicative of how and when we should eat. Interestingly enough, according to the Chinese body clock, we really should be eating our big major meal in the morning, which is interesting. That's when our stomach is most active. But anyway, this is the Chinese body clock. But the way that this works is our circadian rhythms through hypothalamus, hippocampus, and through our interaction with the sun know what time it is. And when we phase transition between these different organ systems, the way that we light them up is with NAD+. So we energize these systems with NAD+. That's how important NAD+ is to us. But this is a really interesting study on kind of, if you look at when you eat dinner, what are you kind of messing with? If you eat dinner at 5 o'clock, well, you're kind of messing with the functions of your bladder and how you repair your bladder and how your bladder gets attention. So again, when we're messing with our stomach, 7 to 9 a.m., which seems a little counterintuitive for most of us about when we should eat. But again, that's kind of what survey says. Bing! So that used to be on some game show. So right. So that is looking like what the data says and where the data points us. So anyway, we'll leave it here for now. And the big thing is, I just want to illustrate to you guys that what's wrong with most of us is we don't understand our essential nutrients. And because we don't understand our essential nutrients, we don't take them. We're not satisfied. We don't have the resources we need. We don't have the oil and gas that our car needs to get down the road. And without oil and gas, we're just not going to get as good of a result as we would with oil and gas. And that's just the bottom line. So your body's not going to make all of these downstream intermediaries if you don't have the upstream raw materials. It's just kind of that simple. So what we want to do is help educate you around what are those upstream materials, those essential nutrients, how your body works with those, but also without these, how you break, how you fail. And for most of us, we fail. Most important thing you do, produce energy. And that's what you do from essential nutrients. Second most important thing that you do, defend yourself. And again, that comes from essential nutrients. If we're not getting those essential nutrients, we can't defend ourselves. We get infected. And when we get infected, that is when we begin to have chronic inflammation. And that's when we really, really begin to symptom out. Anyway, so we'll leave it there for today. Thank you guys for another exciting version of Chip Talks Health, and we'll be back next week, maybe tomorrow even, with another exciting version. We'll see you guys then. Bye.